book. Only one book, and we will all read this book. All of us. Let's get us some books. Right? Let's get us some books.
Round 1.
Most of this novel takes place during Melody's 5th grade year and includes history about her and what it's like growing up with a disability.
In a dystopian setting, society is struggling with a contagious epidemic, teenage suicide.
Refugee is a book that is told from 3 perspectives, all 3 different, yet sadly similar.
The story of 2 women. One is 17, living in the foster care system, and the other is 91, who in her childhood rode the orphan train.
Long Way Down is about a boy named Will who's 15 and wants revenge for his 19-year-old brother who got shot and killed in the town they live in that is struck with gun violence.
And this is the journey of her meeting new people, discovering war, and asking herself the question, will I ever make it back to my home? And this is a question that real-life people asked during World War II.
Reconstructing Amelia is kind of like Law & Order meets Gossip Girl. A young girl dies mysteriously,
And Alfred is a delusional German soldier. This book is about if they'll make it off the ship, what will happen, and just everything they learn along the way.
So Eddie goes to heaven and he meets 5 people while he's in heaven. Each of those people that he met made an impact.
So the book Thief takes place in 1939, World War II, Nazi Germany. The book is told from the point of view of death.
The story opens up a conversation among readers about what it is like to be an LGBT teenager in high school and what it is like to be a young black teen living in poverty.
It basically just tells Charles' journey on discovering that even if your life is littered with mistakes, it's still worth living.
It talks about the main character, Asa Holmes, who has OCD, and then it also ties in her best friend, Daisy Ramirez. Eventually, it's made clear that Daisy's really the only one who ever understands Asa.
It was written from the point of view of a high school freshman, Charlie. Charlie is a unique teenager who doesn't know if he wants to try and fit in or sit back and watch the world pass around him.
My favorite character from Out of My Mind is Melody Brooks because she faces multiple challenges throughout her life.
Although Joseph's story isn't real, events like these did actually happen to others.
So my favorite scene is when on the elevator Will meets his brother, the one who actually died.
high school kids that are not the greatest high school kids, and I think everyone can relate to dealing with conflict and drama in their high school lives.
But I like that because that's a quote I've always lived by, that everything happens for a reason. So yeah.
Did a really great job sparking sympathy for Richard. She did an amazing job describing Richard's actions.
And I like him because he is non-living proof that even though you make mistakes, there's always a way that you can bounce back from.
I think this is a beautiful scene as they embrace the moment with their arms spread out and their music blasting. This is the moment when Charlie decides to take risks and states, "And that was enough to make me feel infinite."
Refugee offers a perspective from 3 children forced to leave their homes. It's a sort of personal story from their eyes of refugees.
And although this book may be written from an African-American perspective, that doesn't change the relatability of the characters, the relatability of the situation.
It provides questions and discussions about America's justice system, which I feel like we're all interested in. And this book talks about issues that are very prevalent in our lives in the news. And
expressing his opinions, he never seems to be able to figure things out in time, and he's always incredibly hard on himself. But it is all those traits that makes him an endearing and relatable character he is.
Final round.
This book is life-changing. It's a nail-biter. You don't want to put it down. You want to continue to read it. If you're a freshman, you're a senior, even if you don't want to read it just because you want to read it, it's easy to read. If you struggle switching between perspectives, it's from one side of the story, so it's really simple to follow. It's a fast book, and I think you all will love it. It inspires readers to take charge of their own lives and live by their own rules. After reading it, you feel a fresh sense of motivation to go out into the world and live your life to the best you can by getting involved and making thousands of mistakes on them. This book allows you to reminisce on all the highlights you've experienced so far in life, and it may also remind you that you're never alone, even if you feel you may be.
But the winner of the first Whitman-Hanson Smackdown is, drumroll, Long Way Down.